Hello, everybody. I'm going to be reading to y'all from your lesson about earthquakes from Achieve 3000. I'm not going to read anything but the article, so try to follow along. The title's actually here. It says, More Earthquakes? No. More People? Yes. Let's go ahead and skip down to the article. Please follow along with me as I read to you. Part 1. Ankara, Turkey. In the first 4 months of 2010, it seemed as if the earth was always shaking. In January, an earthquake measuring 7.0 on the Richter scale happened in Haiti. About 6 weeks later, an earthquake shook Chile. Shortly after, Turkey reported that it too had experienced a strong earthquake. Then, in April, a quake hit Baja California in Mexico. So, what's happening? Are there more earthquakes than in the past? As experts say the answer is no. It's just that the world's population is increasing. Therefore, earthquakes are affecting more people. And because many of us can get news 24 hours a day, we're paying more attention when disasters happen. How do we know there has not been an increase in the number of earthquakes? A U.S. agency keeps statistics on earthquakes. On average, there have been no more earthquakes so far in 2010 than there were in earlier years. Actually, it's not the number of quakes that has gained our attention. It's the effect that quakes can have. Earthquakes are natural. They happen no matter what. That's the way the planet works. The Earth's surface is made up of tectonic plates. These plates fit together like puzzle pieces. They are always moving past each other. When two of the plates' edges get caught, force builds up at the fault line. That's the crack between the plates. When the plates are finally able to break free of each other, the force is released. At that point, an earthquake happens. Earthquakes of different strengths happen every day. They usually occur at fault lines. Some quakes have a high magnitude, others are fairly weak. But it's often where an earthquake takes place that matters most. An earthquake's location is what determines whether it will be something that few people notice or a disaster that affects thousands of people. What is changing? In the past, earthquakes were not as much of a problem. Earth's population was smaller. Also, cities did not have as many people. Look at some of the big earthquakes recently, said Debarati Guha Sapir. She works for the World Health Organization. Guha Sapir mentioned some earthquakes that took place in areas where the population had increased in recent years. Had the Izmit or Bihu quakes of 1999 and 2001 happened 30 years ago, the events would have been relatively unnoticed, as the populations of these cities were much smaller. Increasing population makes a small event into a big one. Some of the 2010 earthquakes happened in highly populated areas. More people are moving into large cities. Many of these happen to be built on fault lines. Of the 130 cities with more than 1 million people, more than half are in earthquake zones. Many of these cities have now drawn up new laws that say buildings must be designed and constructed to stand up to earthquakes. But some countries don't have the money to do this. In these places, people are rapidly putting up buildings that can't withstand the force of the shaking earth. For example, the Haiti earthquake took place near the nation's crowded capital. There was a great deal of damage because there were too many people crammed into a city that wasn't meant to have that many people and have an earthquake, said Tim Dixon. Dixon is a scientist at the University of Miami. Another reason quakes seem worse is that we're paying more attention. Everyone noticed when the Haiti earthquake was quickly followed by the Chile earthquake. Many people watched for updates on these disasters. They were unable to believe that they were seeing two strong earthquakes in such a short period of time. One day, however, the Earth will have a period when earthquakes are weaker or in unpopulated areas. Then people won't notice quite so much anymore. People are paying attention to the violent planet we've always lived in, said expert Dennis Milletti. Later, when there have been no easily noticed earthquakes, most people will have forgotten about them again. The Associated Press contributed to this story. Part 2. Dig deeper. Scientists say that earthquake tremors travel farther on the East Coast than on the West Coast. How do they know? People reported where they felt tremors. Look at the map below. The green dots show where people were when they felt the 2011 earthquake in Virginia. The red dots show where people were when they felt an earthquake of similar strength in California in 2004. You can see there's quite a difference. The earthquake in Virginia traveled much farther than the one in California. People felt the Virginia quake as far north as Canada and as far south as Florida. Scientists estimate that 1/3 of the US population may have felt it. So, why do East Coast earthquakes cover more ground than West Coast quakes? Scientists say the rock formation in the east allows shock waves to travel farther without losing their strength. The dictionary terms are agency, a noun, a part of the government that has a certain job, like making sure the air and water are clean. Estimate, verb, to guess or work something out roughly. Magnitude, noun, strength or power. Organization, noun, a group of people or countries that get together for a certain reason. Statistics, noun, numbers that represent facts. Tremor, noun, shaking or moving of the earth. Violent, adjective, very strong, rough, or uncontrolled. I'm going to take a brief moment to go back and read the captions of any images in the article. All right. And we're going to start, let me move my video real quick. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with this image up here. It is of a map. The caption reads, Photo credit and all related images, USGS. This map shows some of the earthquakes that took place during the week before April 13th, 2010. This box reads, the Richter scale. An earthquake's strength is measured by the shaking it creates. Scientists use the Richter scale to compare the strength of earthquakes. A higher number means a stronger earthquake. Here's how it works. 8.0 or higher, great. 7.0 to 7.9, major. 6.0 to 6.9, strong. 5.0 to 5.9, moderate. 4.0 to 4.9, light. 3.0 to 3.9, minor. Less than 3.0, micro. The January 2010 earthquake in Haiti measured 7.0, while the earthquake in Chile measured 8.8. The Chile earthquake was stronger, but Haiti had more damage because the earthquake took place in an area with more people. Scrolling down to this map, there's not actually a caption, but on the map itself, let me move it just a little bit. It says, did you feel it? M6.0 earthquake, Central California, September 28th, 2004. And then it says M5.8 earthquake, Central Virginia, August 23rd, 2011. In the bottom left corner of the map, it says stars show epicenters and dots show where people reported at least weak shaking. And that concludes this reading.